Hello, Brendan. How are you, sir? How are
Why,
you?
why you gotta be all awkward, man?
Oh,
Why you gotta be all awkward?
I thought that was fantastic. I thought that was like a smooth. No, that was awkward. You're right. Welcome to Good Lies Golf, everybody.
What's
Little
good, man? How we doing?
awkward slide home.
Well, you know,
Little banged up after a round of 18 here.
yeah. I mean, you look it, dude. You look beat. You look a little more pale than usual,
Yeah,
but
it's because the
puffy. You
screen
look
is so
puffy.
fucking bright. I'm gonna die. It's painfully
Face
bright.
is looking puffy, bro.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Using new cream moisturizer.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Did have a round of golf today. You also had a round of golf. But you always have a round of golf. Like that's not new
I
for
get
Brendan.
out there. I
He
get out
gets
there.
out there. He's a little
Good, bad,
he's a
ugly.
little slut for the putts, you know?
Goddamn addicted. I'll tell you
He's
that much.
addicted. This guy's
Can't get
addicted.
enough of that. I can't say it. I
He
can't say
can't he
it.
didn't say it on here, but he saved the listeners from that word.
As
Um
much as I want to give it to the listeners, it was more out of respect for the wife.
Perfect. That's good. Well, welcome, gang. Yeah, so round of golf. Round of golf today. If somebody asked me and like was I was at a podium and it was, March Madness and they were like interviewing me. They're like, Ryan, what would you say was the part of your game today that you saw it all fall apart? I would say it was hole 6 and I just hit it right into the woods. The biggest missile I've ever hit into the woods of the year. And I just knew that once that was going, it wasn't that I wasn't gonna have like the day I thought I was gonna have. Like I was having a decent
That was
day.
at the 6 hole, though.
Yeah,
All
a
right.
little miss.
I
But I actually
mean,
redeemed myself. I had a couple like holes through them that, but
oh yeah, there were more holes through the holes
yeah,
throughout.
well, yeah, obviously it's the 6th hole.
Yeah.
But I thought it
The-
was over.
well, it's never over, but I understand that the same shit happened to me too. Third hole, long par five. It's a tough one because usually, um, you get to a position where you either have to like go forward or lay up, and there's water. The whole thing, the whole shebang there. I did the same shit though. I put my drive over to the right hand side. I had to lay up, so I had to hit left, but there's a narrow passage between, some trees in front of me. And then if I hit it too far and don't get enough cut on my shot, it's not going to lay up into the fairway. It's going to be into the trees as well, dude.
Mm.
And I had been hitting a cut first three, 2 holes, 2.5 holes. I get up there, I play the cut, expecting to hit this beautiful ball because the swing felt all right. Expecting to hit this cut around these trees, nice little layup, leave it like 120 or something like that. Dude, I fucking
Blasted
pipe
it.
piped this thing. I
Blasted it.
hit it so damn pure, but that thing did not cut. It went dead straight.
That's
Dude, I hit the top of the tree line, I'll tell you that much.
what feels the worst about those shots is that it was such good contact. You're like so proud of yourself for the contact, but you're so unhappy that you just absolutely dusted it because you didn't think that you were gonna hit it that hard. Like you didn't think you were gonna dust it like that. And that's the same way I felt. I didn't think I was gonna dust it like that. And there was one that I got on the hole. I won a little 20 spot there. Somebody bet me that I couldn't get it within 25 yards of the green. Feeling a little
Okay. From
cocky.
where?
Not going to
From
mention
where?
any names.
26?
No, it was probably it was probably like 180 something out on off, and it was in the fairway. It was like a
Driver off the deck.
no. I did
DOD.
my 3 wood, my little
Okay.
fairway like 3 wood, and yeah, I did it. We measured it. It was 18.9 yards.
All right, dude.
But
That's money
hey,
in the bank.
money in the bank. Took home a crisp. Who's on the 20? Jackson. A crisp. Oh God.
I'm not. I don't carry
Guys,
cash
don't
anymore.
quiz us on this. We haven't carried cash in a long
Jackson.
time.
Isn't that a 5?
Yeah. Ooh, this is bad. Don't quiz us. We don't know who's on the $20 bill.
Bill Clinton. We're gonna go with that.
Bill
Yeah.
Clinton's on the $20 bill. Um,
I did not have sexual relations with that woman,
just the 20.
Miss Monica Lewinsky. Just the
Uh,
20.
so Montauk was fun today. It was a day. Let's just say this. We had a day. It was my buddy Anthony, my buddy Mikey. We went out there and we were basically even the whole time. Anthony won the most holes overall, but we were good, like kind of we it was they were all fights. Like he had to fight for most of the holes. It wasn't like gimmies or anything like that.
All right,
Um
all right.
yeah, pretty evenly matched, which was fun to have like an even match.
Any
Um
standout shots between the group?
yeah, there was a lot of nice shots. There was a lot of like sticks that we were surprised. A lot of nice drives. So me surprisingly, my drive is getting better with this new driver. I'm starting to figure it out slightly. This Callaway
Okay.
Rogue driver. I'm figuring it out and it's starting to, you know, well,
Smash.
I'm starting to finally get some yards off the tee and I'm finally starting to get up there a little bit and it
You
feels good.
throwing those hips,
Yeah, I'm throwing those hips, baby. Throwing it all in the hips like Chubbs.
pounding
And
away.
basically I had a couple really nice drives. I had two or three nice putts, but other than that, really my putting is what killed me today, which is surprising because usually putting's an easy thing for me, but the greens were so quick. They were blazing quick. And I just couldn't handle how fast they were. Like I'm talking I was tapping shots and they were just woo foot and a half,
Mm-hmm.
2 feet past the hole. Like, whoa. Like, I don't
Yeah,
even know
yeah.
how soft I could even hit this. Like, how much softer could I hit this ball? Um, but again, I'm not a good golfer, so that's the difference. But it was a fun day. I mean, it was beautiful conditions, basically perfect, like 63 degrees,
Oh
crisp
yeah. Okay.
little wind in the air, like barely a little dust of breeze in the
That's some
air.
fall golf right there,
Some
man.
fall golf, like some, and the leaves really haven't dropped yet here, so it wasn't like leaf game, leaf pile bullshit. None of that. It was basically a pure course,
Yeah.
and the course itself was in some pure conditions. And the greens, like I said, I mean, they were blazing fast, but they were good. I mean, they were nice, they were fair, they were just oof,
Yeah.
brutally fast.
Dude, that sounds awesome, man. I'm glad you got out. It's a
It was,
rarity, it seems like.
and no one behind us. That was when we knew it was going to be like a good golf
Ooh.
day when it was like just a
Easy
pure day.
riding.
Yeah, easy riding. We didn't, and I'm talking like 3 holes, nobody behind us. Like
That's dope. That's
clean,
rare, dude. Wouldn't be the
had to just
case here.
relax, play golf. We actually came up on a three or foursome, and we had to wait for them a few holes, like on a couple different holes, because we weren't gonna like play by them because they were a little
Work it
up.
up.
But yeah, it was funny. Yeah, we should
That's
have just
awesome, man.
challenged them.
Ooh, challenge.
Yeah, I don't think we were up for a challenge.
Says, challenge you to duels.
I didn't have any impressive Texas wedges, would really surprise me. I've been trying to use my pitching wedge and gap wedge and stuff more just to try to really use them off the fringe instead of Texas wedging all the time, because that's my downfall. So I'm trying to, you know, get get more out of my game on that. I feel like when I'm doing something right, I know it immediately. Like when I line my club face down flat and I know I'm following through and my hips are working good and I have a good movement and I don't try to rush my swing and I just have a nice tempo and I just kind of count back, count forward, boom, and it just hits that smooth shot. I don't care if I'm 10 feet, 20, 30 feet to the left or right to where I'm supposed to be. I don't give a shit. If I'm up there and I got good contact on the ball, I'm stoked
Oh
because
yeah.
that to me shows that I have some progress, that I know that if I take these steps and if I just patient, if I just settle down, and it really helped not having anybody behind us. I'm telling you, I love playing that kind of golf.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, you don't have any pressure on you, besides the pressure you put on yourself, and uh, but yeah, I love rounds like that. I used to get rounds like that. I feel like back in the day, around this time of year at Elks on like Friday afternoons, but the last year or so, it's tightened up there. It's hard to get tee times. But speaking of Elks, yeah, I played there as well. Little fall golf myself with the boys with
The
Cody.
leaves are falling there already, or what?
They're changing, they're falling, but it wasn't like overkill. You know, it's still beautiful out there, still leaves in the trees.
Yeah.
Um, but dude, they got that place looking really fucking good, like prime conditions. Hats off to them. They're definitely like putting work back into it and bringing it back to life a bit. Because we all know, you know, back in the day when I worked there and the boys worked there, it was about top 10 in the public courses in Ohio at that time. So it's fallen off a little bit, but she's got beautiful bones, and like I said, they're bringing her back to life. Unlike my game, which I thought was, and then you know
Then he
what
fell apart, huh? This is
what
Brendan's
could be
tragic
worse?
downfall.
Dude, I mean, is it not a fucking cycle with me? I swear to God.
Cycle with all golfers, I feel
Just
like.
waves.
It's
It's
just
just
brutal.
waves. My cycle is just my frequency is much higher, right? It's just
Yeah.
like
Way more
but
common.
nah, dude, what is I mean, is there might be, there probably is, but maybe not. Is there a worse feeling in golf and in life than thinking you found something in your swing, playing pretty well for a couple rounds, hadn't played with your boys in well over a month, stoked as hell.
You thought you were gonna come in big dicking.
Oh, you show up and just like from the very first swing on the range, you just go, nope, not today, man. It's gonna be brutal out there. That was it. But I had a great fucking
Give
time,
us the
dude. I
raw
just
score. What'd you shoot? How bad?
actually we didn't even get to a point where we scored. I mean, I'll be honest, I was probably creeping towards 100
So you were playing some Ryan
or
golf.
plus.
Yeah.
Dude, it was I'll tell you this, I opened up with an 8, so I'll tell you that, and
Hey
it
man,
didn't
snowmans
get
are
much
nothing to be
better.
messed with.
Didn't get much better.
Everybody loves a
uh
snowman.
not me, man. I'm more of a summer guy myself. But
I think this is the best time of year to play golf.
oh, it was beautiful out. And like I said, the conditions were great. Although one thing that did fuck me up, even with my swing feeling good, I just like couldn't, my contact and just where the ball was going was just, it was just a bad day. But I felt good about my swing. Felt like I putted the ball well, but my scoring putting wise was horrible. It rained that the night before and in the morning. It wasn't soggy or anything, but it definitely, you could tell that it was rolling a little slower. But typically that place is like, I mean, lightning, and it's a lot of back to front and undulating greens. So usually you have to be very careful with how you putt. And so that was just like psychologically, like that fucked me up all day because I was giving it not enough, thinking they're going to be like lightning, and then they just weren't rolling enough, and I'd be left with like a fucking 6 footer to like save.
That's such a tough spot when you have that kind of putt for a save or like just to win a hole or
Oh,
something.
it's
So much
brutal.
pressure. That's like the worst pressure putts. Even not like the long ones are even less pressure because you're like, okay, whatever. If I miss, it's a long putt. But the 6 footers, you're like, damn, I really should be making these, but I'm not because I
Yeah.
don't practice every day putting. But
And those 6 footers should be like 3 or 2.5 footers. Like, you know what I
yeah,
mean? Like you should be
I,
putting those much closer than that.
I think that more that you figure this swing out and the more you take some lessons, you'll like figure this little debacle out that you're going through internally with your game to figure out the right equation. Because I feel like you're right there that you're going to start
Oh,
like
it's so
frequently.
close.
Yeah, you just need that one little more adjustment. You need that one like tire rotation away from
For sure.
figuring it out and then getting it
I
all
think a
aligned.
lot of it is my grip, dude, to be honest. Like I don't think
They
I've been
do say
able to
that
like
it's the grip, baby.
identify. Yeah. I haven't there's something in my brain. I haven't been able to consistently identify uh the comfortable and right grip. Like I do it some days
Yeah,
and I
my
go
grip
out and
sucks.
everything feels comfortable and I shoot and I play really well. And then like the very next day, it just doesn't feel right and I just blow up. You know what I mean?
I think for me, it's more of how I line up and how I like line myself. I think that's how I screw myself. And I think where I also screw myself is that my mechanics when I move, like my motion in my swing is flawed so deeply that like my knees bend and my elbows bend and like all of these components that aren't supposed to be bending. Like if you look at my
Dude,
swing and
you're
then look at
defying the
somebody,
odds, man. You're a modern marvel.
I'm just like straight up, just kind of like I'm like that noodle arm flailing
Wacky
thing.
waving inflatable
Yeah,
arm
I'm
flailing
that
Kiwi.
guy.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to play regular golf and I just can't. It's frustrating when you see somebody like even your videos, like how solid your swing is just from the frame of it. I'm saying, like the actual frame of your swing, like even if it's a bad shot, at least your framework is like, okay, he's like mechanically coming back and coming back. Like I have problems with like my knees bending in, like back on my swing, or like my back, not being in the right posture. I don't know. I just don't have my swing down, like my actual position of
You're
swing
like
down.
the aliens from that Jodie Foster Arrival movie where they like the knees go inverted.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I feel like. But like I'm a little Charles Barkley with it, but not. And I'm trying to find my way between like trying to get it to how you have your swing where it's more mechanical. And then I can work on little things. But that's all just, really me getting lessons. And I
Yeah.
think the next year the goal is to get some lessons, mic it up, obviously, do some video and stuff and do some funny stuff. But get my game to where at least I'm in the 80s consistently and I'll feel good about myself.
Yeah, I know. I feel you, dude. And I appreciate the compliment in the swing. I mean, I've worked hard at it and it kind of sucks because I feel like my score is not there,
No, but at least
uh
your mechanics
but
are.
I
It's just one little
appreciate it.
tweak.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. It's got to be something small because, like I said, I mean, like there's days I hit the ball pretty well and I score fairly well, and then there's days that I just completely blow up. But I still love it and I enjoy it every time I'm out there. You know what I
And
mean? I mean,
Brendan's one
it
of
was a
those
blast being out there.
Brendan's one of those ultra competitive athletic kids that's Mr. Athletic. So it's like, if he plays bad, he's ultra mad at himself because he thinks that he should be better than he is at the given sport that he's playing, no matter what sport it
Truth, truth. I do at myself, but I'm out there having a good time with the boys and lighting it up and enjoying it.
is.
So it is what it is.
That takes you the headspace, and we talk about it all the time, right? Like if we like even today, I got in my own head a couple times, but that's kind of why I never fell off and I never started maxing out holes because like I maxed out a couple par threes, which okay, yeah, whatever, I fucked up. Like par threes have a thin margin of error. I missed it. I found the sand today. I was the Sandman. If you could find one thing to label me as today, it was the Sandman. um, I must have found 10 bunkers today, like living in the sand. And if you don't, Montauk, those bunkers are gnarly. They're like super steep, clipped with the big little, fucking dirt curl coming off the top, the lip coming off the top.
Yeah.
It's not easy. And they make them really deep. Um, and
Speaking of which,
I got out of, I think all of them besides
this is a
one.
perfect time for you to cool down while you're on the sand and at the beach. Here's Orange Crush. Why don't you take a sip? Why don't you take a sip? Come on now. Why don't you take a seat and take a sip? That's Orange Crush.
They did not pay us for that
The
advertisement,
taste of
although
summer.
we wish they would. Taste of summer.
Anyways, Chris Hansen. Go ahead.
So
So
yeah,
you're
so
getting out of the bunkers.
yeah, so I'm getting out of bunkers, and honestly, I'm happy with myself because I'm doing the 2 inch rule. I'm looking 2 inches behind the ball, and I'm just smacking the shit out of it, and kind of doing my regular swing, but choking up, and I'm opening the face a little, and I'm going 2 inches behind it, and bop, doing my shot, and it works. It honestly, that trick works for me 60% of the time, every time. But I'm telling you, it's fantastic. So my sand game today was I I always say this, and I don't know if I say it on the podcast a lot, but I always say it in person to people when I'm golfing. Every time I hit it into the sand, everybody's like, "Oh, yeah, it sucks, man. You're in the sand." Blah blah blah. I look at them and I'm like, "Hey, man, it is what it is. That means I'll be better at sand shots than everybody else eventually one day when I am not hitting it in the sand anymore, I'll be better at sand shots than all the other idiots that never hit it in the sand. And then they get stuck in the sand and then they got to hit 5 shots to get out of there because it doesn't happen to them a lot. But hey,
Well,
it's
you
happened
don't
to me all the
practice
time.
this?
Yeah. So Brendan just gave me the shirt idea. You don't
Just
practice this,
practicing.
and then
Yeah.
there's a sand trap on the back. So there's a sand trap on the back of the shirt that says you don't practice this, and then Good Lies Golf on the front pocket right here. I
Yeah.
like that.
All right.
Thank you, Brendan.
I'll freehand it.
Brendan's gonna freehand it with his skills that he has in the creative arts,
Potentially.
custodial
see.
arts.
We'll see. Yeah, custodial arts. I'll do it with soap suds.
Yeah, there you go. Jail style. We have a little tournament here,
Ooh.
and one that I really am fond of. So I really kind of want to just chat about it briefly. The Zozo, baby, the Zozo Zaza Championship, taking place in Japan.
Chiba.
Yeah, baby.
Here we
For
go
just the
now.
4th time in history. So pretty cool. Yeah. I mean, it's a par 70. It's 7,000 yards, basically 7,079 yards. Bent grass greens, so pretty, you know, pretty standard in that, you know, regards.
Pretty
But
standard. That's
it has
boilerplate.
5 par threes and 3 par fives. So, and it's got a long. I also remember it has a really long par four. It has like a 580-yard par four or some shit. So it has a really long par four as well.
608 yard, bro. Oh no, that's par 5, but
That's par
still.
five. But yeah, holy crap.
There you go.
Yeah, I think it's like one of the But I don't know. So we're gonna have some talent. I think this is one that's gonna be one of those low key championships that you should watch this weekend. And
It's gonna be a fun one.
It's going to be a fun one. There's a stacked lineup for this, and I never thought that they'd shove this many people into an off-season event. But holy shit! And I didn't think this many golfers would want to just be like going to Japan like that on a, hey, let me fly 37 hours to Japan to play this tournament. Yeah, man, because it's not like the purse is like massive. It's not like it's some big giant purse and it's some big money thing.
These guys
like
love to golf, man. They love to golf.
They love to golf, but you're talking pretty solid field. Keegan Bradley, Hideki, Colin Morikawa, Cameron Champ, Minwoo Lee, Shoffley. I mean, Sunjay. Yeah, I mean, there's golfers, man.
Your boy Ricky,
Hideki. Yeah, man. There's players. There's
on
players
and on, man.
So
these guys are playing.
Those guys are playing. They're all certified playing. And you got to think guys that are good on bent grass are going to play good here. So, bent grass guys.
Got to give a shout out to the People's Champ. Damon's there too. Damon. I don't know. I always get it wrong.
Yeah. Joel Santana.
Yeah. Joel Santana.
Joel Santana. Yeah. And shout out to our boy Tom Kim too. I mean, come on. Look at this guy.
Got the dub.
Guy's unstoppable.
Love it, man.
His career is just blossoming at such a young age. He's going to be so amazing in like 3 or 4 years. He's going to be like the king of golf.
Dude, he's unbelievable. He bombs the ball. He's accurate. Yeah,
scary.
I love him.
It's scary.
And he's got a competitive attitude. He's like the nicest. Everyone loves him. But he's like, you can tell he's competitive. I mean, I think the first time he ever won, he was asked like how much he won. And he said something to the extent of like, I don't know, Tiger Woods never looked at a check, like, he's out there just to play,
He's awesome. He doesn't give a shit about that. He's probably all in it for the glory. He probably grew up every day watching this shit on TV being like, I'm going to be Tiger Woods. I'm going to be Tiger Woods. I'm going to be Tiger Woods.
It's awesome.
Now he's trying to be like Tiger Woods.
I mean, hey, one of the youngest ever to 3 wins, so
dude,
right behind Tiger.
I'm telling you, he's coming. He's steam train coming. That kid, he's gonna fucking take off, and we're all gonna be like in his dust. I'm telling you.
What you're saying, Tiger Woods level?
If he doesn't get injured. Not Tiger Woods level, but enough to change the game forever.
All right.
That good,
Okay.
like
Okay.
that good, game changing, like a Brooks Kepka, more like game, like I know Brooks wins like these majors, and like he's like now transformed the game in terms of like making the major golf more attractive to these other younger golfers instead of like going for all these whatever, or whatever the argument is. But I think that that's you're going to see more of that. He's going to start igniting that side of the world, the Korean golf, the Japan golf, all that. You're going to start to see an eruption from that side, following Tom Kim and these guys. If he keeps winning,
You
think
think he
about
may?
how big a guy. I'm not even fucking around. My boy KJ Choi, but think about how big he was, and he only won what, like 8 times, and he was like the biggest international superstar for like for Korea, like no, you know what I mean? Like he just I feel like if that's what it is and he starts really winning a lot of tournaments, like he's talking about 10 wins, 15 wins, 20 wins, you're talking about a game-changing golfer. Like that can make waves across their for their country, for their that side of the world, for that golf market. I mean, you're changing things. That's like it's like the Talladega Nights when what's his name? Jean-Claude, or what's his name? The
Yeah, I know who you're
you know what I'm
thinking of.
talking about,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Where he
Of
walks
course
out of
I
the
do.
hospital and he goes, "Frenchie can drive," and
Yeah,
he looks at him and he looks
just
around. The
say
John Girard jackets are
crepes.
everywhere.
Just say crepes.
It's like a really thin pancake, Ricky.
Ooh.
Oh, I think I've had those.
I
Yeah,
think I've had
I
it.
actually like those, but no, I'm
Yeah.
not saying it. But yeah, it's that shit though. It really is. Like once you have a guy in the space, because think about golf, right? Like they really haven't had a dominant like Asian force like that, who's this young, this powerful, winning, confident, smoking all these tournaments. I don't know, man. This is exciting. It's exciting for golf. It's an exciting time for all these leagues to be coming together and things to be coming
Oh
out.
yeah,
And
for sure.
I don't know. It's I'm stoked on it, man. It's sick.
Yeah, I mean, so do you think, does Tom do it back to back?
Maybe. Dude, he's that good. That's how scary it is. Like I feel confident betting on him every week. Like every week I feel confident putting him in a top 20. Like every week that kid could light it up. Like it's scary, man. I don't know. I sound like the world's biggest Tom Kim fan right now, but the
I
guy
mean, I
is
love Tom
I
Kim,
mean,
yeah.
he's nasty, dude. He's got a different kind of game. There's something about that game that's not normal. He's on a different path than everybody else. I'm telling you.
He's the man, dude.
If he stays
Yeah,
active and he stays on his shit and he like grinds how I think he's gonna grind, he's gonna be a big deal.
for sure. Yeah, I like him a lot. I mean, we followed him a bit when we were at the President's Cup last year, and he was like, everyone's favorite. He was arguably the best player on that team, and it was his first like major tournament playing like that beyond a major, but like had never been on a team event of that size.
Yeah,
And he performed and he was awesome, dude. And he like was legit getting the crowd and everyone like super into it for
because
their
people
side, and it
know
was
they're
pretty
like, who the
sweet.
hell is
Yeah,
this
like this guy's
fetus?
awesome, dude.
Who is this fetus playing golf? Like
He's
he's
with
so
hair.
young, just smoking the ball, and he's competing with the big boys, and he's winning. Like this is a scary kid, dude. He's gonna start winning. Mark my words. Tom Kim is
he's
here to stay, dude.
yeah, dude. It's
He's winning.
he's the man. I like him a lot. And I just saw that he's playing in this as well. But Minwoo Lee, I like Minwoo Lee quite a
Yeah, I
bit.
mentioned Minwoo. Yeah,
And the reason I was thinking about him also though is he was announced to be on the TGL also. So I mean, there's
that
gonna
is a
be
pretty sick
that thing's
lineup.
gonna be it's gonna be awesome, dude. I'm looking forward to it. The amount of guys that are uh are playing in that thing, like it's gonna be a really fun event. It's gonna change the game of golf for sure.
So you're really hyped on this, and you think that it's going to be a big game changer. You think it's going to bring more people. People are going to watch. It's going to hype everything up.
100%,
Are you gonna?
dude.
You
I
think it's gonna
mean,
have like a Price is Right effect type like thing where average people are watching on TV and they're like getting like hooked on it?
oh, I mean, I don't know. Like I think so, and I hope so. I don't know that it'll be Price is Right style, but yeah, I think it'll be a really cool thing, especially because we've never been able to watch golf consistently, like at night. You know what I mean? And then it's going to be Monday nights, prime time, ESPN um, plus, and dude, it's going to be a game changer. We're legit going to be watching some of the best golfers ever play these different courses, and it's going to be virtual on this mega trackman type thing, like the size of a movie theater, and it's just going to be awesome. What's that?
Theory.
Yeah.
My theory is that Tiger invented this golf league
So you
so
could just
he
dominate.
could dominate, and he realized that he did the one thing, he took out the one thing that he couldn't win, which was like walking the actual physical course. So now he took and
He brought
removed
everyone to
that
him.
component and brought everyone
Yeah.
to him. And
Yeah.
this is a thing he knows he's going to dominate. So this is his new era, and he's just going to dominate this for the next, like, you know, 20 years. This is going to be his like arena that you have to step in, like beat Bobby Flay.
Dude, no, it's gonna be like
You're gonna
Space
have to
Jam.
go in
Yeah.
there, and you're gonna
Yeah, I
have
was
to
gonna
like
say Space
he,
Jam, but yeah, it's like beat Bobby Flay. That's fucking hilarious,
it's
dude.
just like this is like Tiger Woods beat
Yeah.
Bobby Flay, had a baby. Basically, you have to go in and beat Tiger at his own
Bobby.
funhouse with his own shit, and he's not walking, so he's real Tiger. He's not cyborg Tiger. He's like regular Tiger.
He's like, so what's your favorite? What's your shot? What's your shot? Oh, you like to jog? Okay. Okay, sure, yeah. Let me put it in. Yeah, why wouldn't I? This is my house.
Dude,
Fucking
the
beat Bobby
roster
Flay. What's
is
your
nuts.
dish?
Can I say the roster here? Tiger Woods, McElroy, Rahm, Homa, JT, Fowler, Fleetwood, Morikawa, uh, Cam Young, Cantlay, Sahith Theegala, Shane Lowry, Keegan Bradley, Billy Ho, Tom Kim, Adam Scott, Matt Fitzpatrick, Kevin Kiz. I mean, this is a stacked lineup, man. I mean, they really wanted to put the stars in it. It wasn't like a bum.
Dude, it's gonna be fun, man.
I thought they were going to pick like, a bunch of up and comers and make it like their little arena, like versus Tiger Woods. But no, they put like everybody straight up in this thing.
Yeah, it's gonna be sick, man. I mean, I I feel like it would be cool too, and if it eventually evolved, because they're like building this like fucking center for it. You know what I mean? And just imagine like you go into this type of place, like imagine a Top Golf like had this other arena that you could go and sit in, and they hosted these like different tournaments that they did this on.
Yeah.
Or like going to fucking Wrigley Field and they got like a massive screen put in the outfield, and like these guys are playing out there and they've built like some kind of green complex. I don't know, like it would just be
Yeah, I'm
fucking so
excited.
sick,
I'm
like
excited to
how it
see.
could evolve.
Well, I'm excited to see. And what happens eventually, like to your point, what if this splinters off one day and we see like PGA bringing this component to the PGA? Like what if it was like you were on the course and you had to ding a target on the right hand
Oh
side
my god, get the fuck out of
to like
here,
open
dude.
up a to open up a to open up the next pathway to get you to the next
Oh
hole.
my the next pathway. No, you can't go, man. You got to be a
You
maze
got to
runner.
ding this target and then you're going to
Don't
get
go
through.
that way. Oh, should have gone that way.
It'll
Which
be
will
like an
lead you
escape room
straight
for
to the
golfers.
castle.
Yeah.
Fucking labyrinth.
I don't know, man, but yeah, we're hyped for it. So TGL is officially on. It's 2024 January. It's coming, whether we want it to or not. Live Golf is still full on. It's coming, apparently, full on season for them. Full on season for the PGA. So we're gonna see how it all kind of plays out.
Speaking of live, dude, I mean, kind of awkward, but they are professionals. You see like Kepka being interviewed about his brother. I think Ace is his name. Woo! Ace is his name. Ace Kepka being relegated and live, so he's being basically dropped from it,
Because he's not good
being
enough.
replaced. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So Brooks was being interviewed about it, and he's just like, kind of
He's
like
like, bro, you
sucks,
know how
but
much
he's
money?
like,
I'm sorry, I can't hear you over the
what?
money coming out of my ears,
Yeah,
both
what?
ears. I
Oh,
have so
what?
much money coming out of both my ears. I can't hear what you're saying. What was that?
But dude, imagine that it's like your brother's getting kicked out of the league that you're playing in, basically, because he's not playing well enough.
I mean, it's golf, right? In
Yeah,
the regular PGA, you get your card pulled if you sucked. I mean, it's the same thing. If you're having an off year
true,
and if
true.
guys like Pat Perez are showing you up every day, I mean, yeah, then you shouldn't really be playing golf anymore. So I don't know.
That's the truth. That is the truth.
I just, I don't know, man. But, hey, that's life. It's
That's
life.
life, man. I like that hat.
Thanks, man. I stole it from a music festival.
All right. You want to at least shout out the music festival?
No, because then I'll get in trouble for stealing the hat. So I can't.
you,
So
you sure?
it was a great time,
You sure you
and it
don't
was a
want to?
good festival, and it was great, and it was a lot of good music, and it was in Kentucky, and it was fantastic, and a lot of great bands. I saw, it was like 15,000 million bands, and it was
Whoa.
great.
That
Yeah.
sounds sick, man. That's awesome.
But that's it, dude. That's really all we got this week. We got that. We covered that. We covered this.
We covered
that,
this. We covered that.
A little bit of that and
This
this.
has been
little-
covered. We'll cover that later. So
And then we'll cover whatever next week, dude. That's it.
I plan on covering it.
All right, man. Well, hey, you go take some cover.
All right, man. I'll cover it.
All right, man. Well, hey, thanks for coming for another episode of Good Lies Golf. Hey, thanks for coming.
Hey, thanks for coming.
Hey, thanks for coming.
Thanks for being here
Hey, thanks for being here with us
and
in
coming.
this room, in this Chili's tonight.
Baby back ribs.
I want my-
Chili's baby back
I want my
ribs.
baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back.